everyone, this is a World Exposure. Albert Snyder, the father of a Marine whose son's funeral was protested by a bunch of hateful, blasphemous, selfish vultures, must now pay the court costs for the protesters who were protesting his son's funeral, also known as the Westboro Baptist Church led by Fred Phelps. Now, according to the father's lawyers, the Court of Appeals has ordered the grieving father to pay the Westboro Baptist Church and Fred Phelps the appeals cost at $16,510.80, even though the U.S. Supreme Court is still reviewing the Court of Appeals decision. It's not enough this man has lost his son in Iraq. It's not enough this man has to have his son's funeral protested. It's not enough this man now has to unbelievably pay these pathetic protesters court costs, but now he's having a hard time coming up with the money. Snyder's lawyers say that if Snyder does not come up with the money when Fred Phelps demands it, Snyder could lose his property or his wages. This is such a stupid decision by the Court of Appeals, because if the U.S. Supreme Court claims that he does not have to pay the court cost, it's almost certain that Snyder will never get his money back from the freak Fred Phelps. There is nothing in the Constitution that gives anyone the right to protest a funeral. There is nothing in the Constitution that gives the Westboro Baptist Church idiots the right to intentionally and systematically further scar the psychological trauma on the many friends and families who are just trying to grieve at the funeral. Protesting a fallen soldier's funeral, or any funeral for that matter, does not fall under the First Amendment. Protesting a funeral violates and disrupts the grieving friends and family's right to mourn. You know, I can't believe this country has become such a place where something like this is even in question. I mean, this disgusting organization is allowed to continue to psychologically further scar friends and families of the deceased who can't even properly mourn at a funeral. They have no right to disrupt a funeral. And if this country's court system has been so dumbed down to not even find them guilty in doing so, well then I guess they can be dumb enough to demand Fred Phelps to get his money back before the U.S. Supreme Court even comes up with their decision. This man lost his son, and now he might lose his property and or wages thanks to the Westboro Baptist Church and the U.S. court system. God bless America.